I, Miss Merlin Thomas, Faculty of Department of Science, Christ Academy Institute of Advanced Studies, KIAS, welcome you all to the one-day webinar on a career in science organized by Department of Science, KIAS. As well said by Albert Einstein, education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. I take pride to brief you all about the world of opportunities, KIAS. Christ Academy functions under the able guidance of CMI, Carmelites of Mary Immaculate, fathers who have from time immemorial contributed to the cause of social upliftment through their service in the field of education and healthcare. They're credited with the founding of reputed and well-established educational and healthcare institutes. KIAS is dedicated to Jesus Christ, the Supreme Guru, and a guiding light that enlightens everyone who is part of our academic community. Our source of inspiration is founder of CMI, St. Kuriakos Elias Chavra, a great educationist who brought about revolutionary changes in the society through his decisive mission and far-sighted vision. KIAS strives to kindle the light of knowledge and wisdom in the hearts of all, thereby enlightening the various traits of society, irrespective of gender, caste, region, and religion. Our mission is to provide a conducive and enabling environment that fosters self-discipline, promotes self-motivation, and drives pursuit of excellence in learning. Faith in God, integrity of character, respect for every individual, pursuit of excellence, commitment to the country are the core values which we believe in. The Trust started Christ Academy Institute for Advanced Studies, Degree College in 2016 and Christ Academy Institute of Law, Law College in 2017. At KIAS, we believe that learning is a transformative act. Our focus as an institution of higher learning is to provide our students with all the necessary resources to enable this transformation. We believe that our institution is indeed the world of opportunity which helps every student to learn, grow, and evolve. Let us now take you all through the world of opportunities through a video bit.
The lush greenery, the wonderful ambience, and the amazing infrastructure was truly amazing in the very first sight. The campus not only inspires and motivates students but also leads to their holistic and cultural development. They are encouraged to take part in various activities that is organized by different clubs at KIAS. I have even taken part in hosting and organizing multiple college events that has helped to grow in all the aspects. Our college is equipped with multi-sporting facilities like turf, basketball court, volleyball court, tennis court, swimming pool, and fitness center. This helps us to keep us engaged and physically fit. We are also given a lot of opportunities to take part in various inter- and intra-college events.
KIAS strives to provide the best facilities to support our modern learning environment. We have modern lecture and seminar halls. We have a very good library. We also have well-equipped labs, the cafeteria, the counseling center, the integrated center for excellence, and so on.
An hostel is a shelter for students who come from far apart places to educate themselves. But over here, it's not only a shelter, it's a home filled with learning and joy. The spacious and comfortable rooms at KIAS offers the best peaceful environment to educate myself at a very good pace.
The Christ Academy has given me opportunity to restructure myself, think beyond my capabilities, learn new skills and meet new people.
Here at KIAS, we have a management and faculty who are very approachable and are ready to stand by our side. Our subject professors make the subject very easy for us to learn. They are very welcoming and supportive in nature.
Thank you for the video, sir. Being a part of Department of Science, I take pride in briefing you all about the Department of Science, KAYAS. The influence of science and technology has permeated every aspect of our life, thereby becoming inevitable for a brighter future. KAYAS comprehends that research and development leading to a holistic education is the definite path to progress. Therefore, the courses offered by this department have been designed to cater to the contemporary needs of the students and is supported by the best faculty members and state-of-the-art infrastructure. The Bachelor of Science provides a multitude of avenues related to choices of study, graduate pathways, career outcomes, and the opportunity to tailor one's need to suit her or his interests and goals. It launches budding researchers in health, science, technology, and engineering systems. The Department of Science offers multiple courses in diverse subjects such as computer applications, physics, chemistry, mathematics, computer science, statistics, and economics. Now, let us look into a video that describes briefly about one among the promising department of KAYAS, the Department of Science.
Hi, I am Dr. Sangeeta George K, Head, Department of Science at Christ Academy Institute for Advanced Studies. Department of Science at KAYAS gives each student a unique learning experience in a friendly atmosphere with small class sizes and approachable faculty members. We at KAYAS nurtures a learning environment for high-quality education by providing scientific depth and state-of-the-art facilities. The department offers 4 undergraduate programs in BSc Honours affiliated to Bangalore University, viz. BSc in Chemistry and Mathematics, BSc in Physics and Mathematics, BSc in Computer Science and Mathematics, BSc in Computer Science and Psychology. BSc Honours is a 4-year course with multiple exit points as per the new education policy. Each semester includes appropriate and comprehensive practical papers which expose the students to practical application of the theory subjects. BSc programs provide key knowledge base and practical skills that prepare students for careers as professionals in various industries and research institutions. The students hoping to pursue further studies can take master's degree with 1 year only. We at the department provide individual attention to the students. Students are encouraged to adapt and evolve as better persons as we mold them with soft skill training, team building activities, peer learning, etc. Students are engaged with extracurricular activities which helps in improving their self-confidence, personal and interpersonal skills. Various seminars, guest lectures, workshops, conferences are organized for the students' subject enrichment and their talents are exhibited through various activities organized by the department or the clubs at KAYAS. Students are encouraged to participate in intercollegiate fest, science exhibitions, etc. The Bachelor of Science program empowers students to be scientifically literate and technologically capable problem solvers who can comprehend global issues and provide solutions. This also provides the students with skills to work independently on extensive projects and work as effective team members for various activities. We at KAYAS makes learning more memorable.
Thank you for the video, sir. Now, Moving forward, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome today's speaker, Dr. Brian Ritesh Mirinda, who is one among the finest faculties of Department of Science, Kayas. Dr. Brian did his PhD in astronomy and astrophysics from Bangalore University, Bengaluru. He completed his B.Ed from Tumkur University, Tumkuru in the year 2020 and his MBA, Marketing and Management from Bharatiya University, Coimbatore in the year 2018. He's currently working as an assistant professor, Department of Science, Kayas, and also as a visiting professor, Department of Physics, the Oxford College of Science, Bengaluru. Dr. Brian has been speaker for various invited talks and trainings in many reputed colleges and schools like Dr. NGP Arts and Science College, Coimbatore, St. Joseph's College, Autonomous, Bangalore, the Valley School, Bangalore, to name a few. Talking about his research contribution, Sir has numerous publications in various reputed journals of astrophysics. Few among his wide range of research interests are optical and UV photometry and spectroscopy in astrophysics, study of old and young open star clusters and their behavior in the optical and UV bands, etc. One of his finest accomplishments is that Dr. Brian was invited for a live panel discussion with the colleagues of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam on his demise at the Kannada news channel Suvarna News 24/7. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the introduction. So this talk is basically to give you an idea of what career opportunities we have after completing a BSc course that is there. So ideally speaking, what happens is till class 10, we are on one track. That means you have limited subjects and you will always be, focused in one particular area that you have to clear class 10. Now, the issue starts as you move from class 10 to class 12. You've got multiple opportunities like these tracks that are there. So each of these tracks represents maybe a course or a combination that you will be taking. So for instance, let's look at the jump. So class 10, for whichever board you belong to, you would have a specific set of subjects. And as you move from there to class 11, 12, you've got majorly science, commerce, humanities as the subjects that are there. Now, here is the confusion. So up to class 10, if you've done really well in the sciences, societal norms state that you have to take up sciences or you'll have to go in for engineering as a higher degree after your +2. So you'll have to take up that. If you're good at, let's say, math and other things, they generally ask you to go for commerce. Humanities, again, if you are interested in that, students do opt for humanities. But the trend that is there now is changing with the present day scenario that is there. And here comes the mega confusion after your graduation. Which track to take? Where does it lead? These tracks overlap. So which is the right path to take? So as we move from class 10, 12, graduation, these are milestones that we achieve in our educational career that is there. In this, the confusion is genuine. So for, let's say, a person who has finished their graduation, what are we supposed to do? Take a secondary course that is there, or change your program, take a year off, work part-time, want to go back to school to complete your education, change occupation, take a full-time job, and obviously retire is something which is a present day scenario that is there. So there is a lot of confusion in the mind of a student once they complete, let's say, a specific graduation course. The reason being, in class 10, you're almost studying everything. Class 12, you narrow down your stream. And then when you come to graduation, you narrow it down again. When you move on to your master's, you have a very fine path which you will take because you have narrowed down your interest. So let's have a look at what you can do after you finish a BSc. Okay, so here are your options. You can go for a higher education, or you can get in for a salary job, or you can be an entrepreneur. Now, each of these three have their own pros and cons. So in today's session, we will look at what opportunities are available, and that should help you in a certain way to understand which of these you can choose. So let's take a look at the first one, which is higher education. Under higher education, we do have core programs that is completely looking into the basic sciences that is there. Then you've got the applied programs where you use the basic sciences as an applied course. You've got vocational programs that are coming in the present day, and these are interdependent on your core and applied programs. And finally, you've got computer science program that is there. By the way, in case you have any questions that are there, kindly do please put it in the chat box because we will look at it towards the end. Okay, so this is a basic outline of higher education that we can get. Let's move in a little further to see where you can join for higher education after your graduation. So you've got IAC, you've got ISOs, you have IITs and NITs, then you've got the central universities, and we've got the state universities, deemed to be universities, and private universities that are there. So these are various avenues that you can use to get in for a higher education after your graduation. So where to join? Nowadays, if we see, brand is everything. So people generally tend to look at the brand that is there and then go ahead. But along with that, there are a couple of other things that you will have to look at. For example, these universities are ranked or they are graded by the UGC commission that is there, University Grants Commission. So a particular ranking and a grade is given based on various parameters of that institution. And keeping that in mind, we've got 6 different criteria which you can look at. First being deemed universities, next government colleges, third is the autonomous aided colleges, fourth aided affiliated colleges, the fifth self-supporting autonomous, and sixth self-supporting affiliated. Now each of these are technical terms. They have their own, let's say, understanding, the technical jargons that are there. But in general, if I ask where you would like to join, students would generally look at or give various answers. One, it has to have a very good research facility, that institution, or there should be good placement, or you need to have teachers who are well qualified. So these are various parameters that students generally think when they have to join in for their graduation. Now, let us look at what is your eligibility to get in for a BSc course. So generally, after your +2, you can move in for a BTech, BE by writing entrance exams, or you can get into a BSc graduation course. Again, institutional level entrances may be there, but at the same time, you do have a choice to move out after your BSc to better institutions or national institutions by taking part in the JAM or just exam that is there, then going for an integrated PhD in physics, chemistry, math, and biology. So these are the basic sciences that are there. Present day, we can see that applied disciplines are actually coming to the forefront. So we do have a lot of applied disciplines with these 4 core subjects that are there, along with computer science. So if you are looking on how to apply into these institutions specifically for this exam, we can look at IAC for the application process. In higher education, 2 institutions have carved a name that is there. One is the ISO, that is the Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research. The second ones are the NISERs, National Institutes of Science, Education and Research. These both offer integrated MSc plus a PhD program immediately after your bachelor's in science. So there is the JAM, just entrance exam that you have to write and get in. Once you are qualified, from your MSc to your PhD, you can actually enroll in these institutions. Among the National Institute of Technologies, EBC, we do have a lot of them, and you can look at the ranking that is there. With NIT Trichy established in 1964, coming at the 9th rank, And so we have got a list of NITs that are established. Some of them are quite recent, they are not ranked, but then the process is still on. If you look at NIT, the best NITs for Masters in Science after a bachelor's exam is NIT Trichy, NIT Warangal, NIT Surathkal, NIT Rourkela, and MNNIT Ahmedabad. So here what happens, they have their own entrances. So along with the JAM, that is a joint admission test for MSc, there is also a common counseling for MSc and MTech. So there are separate examinations that are conducted by certain NITs so that you can move in for your higher education. At the same time, we do have the best of the best in our country, the Indian Institute of Technology, starting with IIT Madras, which was the first established IIT with a ranking of 1. And then we have all the IITs that have been ranked in their orders. And at present, if we see, we do have a lot of higher education opportunities here in these IITs. So in general, if you look at the IITs that are not ranked, we do have a few which have been established in the recent past from 2015, 16, 17, within that era that is there. And if we see, some of these institutions do offer various courses. So for instance, if you look at MSc Physics, we've got IIT IIT Delhi, IIT Gorakhpur is there. Then you've got TIFR in Bombay, IIT Kharagpur that is there, which is offering you a joint MSc PhD in physics. Then there's an MSc PhD dual degree in physics that is offered, joint MSc PhD in geophysics, which is an applied subject, MSc in applied geophysics, MSc in chemistry from the Indian Institute of Science, IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, IIT Kanpur, IIT Madras, TIFR, MSc in mathematics from IISc, TIFR, CMI. Now, getting into all of these institutions is based only on the entrance exam that is there. So you can go ahead and take an entrance exam after your BSc, which will aid you in getting into these institutions. If you look at the Indian Institute of Technology that is there, offering certain courses which are applied sciences. So for instance, we have MSc PhD dual degree in applied geophysics offered by IIT Bombay, MSc PhD dual degree in energy, again offered by IIT Bombay. You have an MSc PhD dual degree in environmental science and engineering, which is an emerging subject in the present day. There's an MSc PhD dual degree in biotechnology, which has been in scope in, let's say, the industry for the last 10, 15 years. Joint MSc PhD in atmosphere and ocean sciences, which leads to collaborations on an international level with various institutions across the globe. MSc or MSc Research, PhD dual degree in physics. Along with this, we do have applications which come in for chemistry, industrial chemistry, environmental chemistry that is there, and clinical chemistry. Maths, again, depending on the subject, especially in terms of fluid mechanics, we do have a lot of application of these subjects. So when we look at IIT Kanpur as such, in JAM 2020, for just 200 seats, 55,000 candidates wrote the exam. So there is a high level of competition to get into these higher education institutes. Again, looking, we've got central universities that are there, which are quite old, established in India. And these do offer various courses across the curriculum that is there. Along with this, we do have a common entrance exam or common entrance test conducted by the central universities, which is undergoing some change as per the new education policy. So in order to get into an integrated undergraduate or a postgraduate or a research program, the starting point is a BSc or a BSc honors with a minimum of 50% marks for general category, 45% for SC, ST migrants, and 40% for OBC. Around 50% seats are for entries from JAM, that is the joint admission test for MSc, and 50% seats are from the common entrance test that is taken. Now, this percentage is not a constant. It is the subject to changes based on the policies From time to time, it is revised. So you are advised to log in to the Central University website, specific university websites, and check what is the cutoffs that are there. Along with this comes vocational programs such as teaching, law education, auditing, forensic sciences. Now, this is not restricted only for, let's say, if you take auditing, it's not restricted only for the commerce students, because there is something called as forensic auditing that comes in, which uses the theories of statistical physics and mathematics, especially in terms of probability, to understand if there are frauds that are happening. Teacher education after a BSc, present day, there is a course which is a BSc B.Ed, 4-year course that is offered, or a BSc course which is offered under NEP, 4 years honors program. In general, let's say up till 2019, if we see, Teach for India, a private NGO, would take students immediately after they have finished their BSc and place them in various schools across the country as well as in the local areas, so that they get an idea of teaching. They are trained and then they are placed, along with a good stipend that is given. Now, if you look at computer science applications that are there, specifically, we've got Internet of Things, that is IoT, data science, big data analytics, data mining, deep learning, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. Now, each of these particular, let's say, topics that are there in computer science can't be dealt separately, because if you look at the programming languages that are given here, knowing one language is enough for you to get an understanding or apply that knowledge in all these streams. And this is completely dependent on models that are made from various science subjects. So when we have to look at a modeling curve, so for instance, the recent COVID crisis for the last 2 years, which we are facing, it was data that was taken, statistics was done, models were applied to predict whether we would have a rise or a fall in the number of cases. So all this is done by applied sciences, not by one particular course in science alone. A fair warning when you move for higher education after your BSc. There are certain colleges or universities which do offer an unrecognized degree, or there are fake universities that are there. So always please ensure that you cross-check if the university is a valid one before applying or before getting into such institutions. So if you look at core programs that are there with application of physics, where even a chemistry, math, or a computer science BSc honors or a BSc graduate can get in, is in the field of acoustics, electronics, astrophysics, nanoscience, geophysics, medical physics. There is also medical chemistry, nuclear physics, and energy science. So these are core programs which actually depend on the other science subjects as interdisciplinary branches, so that you can get the best out of it in terms of a career as well as in terms of jobs. So if we are going to look at a career in science, there are 4 basic paths that can be taken after your +2 or class 12. First, you just go for a graduation. You pursue your bachelor's in science in the subjects, let's say physics, chemistry, maths, statistics, computer science. After graduation, you pursue your master's in these subjects again. So in bachelor's, generally what happens is you will have all the topics that are there in, let's say, physics, if you take, from mechanics, thermodynamics, heat, let's say astrophysics, quantum mechanics, statistical physics, all of this. But when you move to your master's, you're being much more streamlined. That means you go for one subject alone. And after that, you can go for your post-graduation and crack the national eligibility test for a fellowship for completing your PhD. The second process is maybe you can pursue your BTech in engineering in any of the science streams. So present day focus is given on bringing an interdisciplinary idea between, or a link in between, engineering and science. These are not separate, but an integrated course. So you can go ahead and pursue your MTech and again go for a PhD. The third part that is there is you can actually choose an integrated course of BSc and MSc. Now, this is a 4-year course where you will have 2.5 to 3 years of BSc program and 1 year of MSc, and that too, it's MSc by research. So it's much more valid when you would like to go for a higher education, specifically your PhD. Or sometimes students also choose to pursue a PG diploma once they have completed with their graduation. Present day, if you see, we do have the new education policy, which allows students to choose a single major or a double major. In general, it is a single major with the second subject coming as a minor subject. So you will have a majors, let's say, for example, in physics and a minors in chemistry, or a major in math and a minor in computer science. So it depends on which subject you choose as your major. You can go ahead and pursue integrated PhD, that is your MSc plus PhD. Now let's look at the job opportunities after a BSc course. So you can start off at the industrial sector. You get research scientist post in the healthcare industry, biochemistry, clinicians, pathologists, pharmaceuticals, forensics labs, Indian civil economic statistical services. Present day, you do have a trend in geophysics and meteorological careers. Definitely in academic institutions for teaching, research scientist in space and astronomy, where India is opening up a multitude of opportunities for students. In the healthcare industry with medical physics, medical chemistry, in the energy sector, along with, let's say, data sciences, banking, finance, insurance, market research, where you have product testing and data science. Then you've got statistical and economic bureaus that are there, statistical research, National Council for Applied Economic Research, Planning Commission. So this is a quote from, excuse me. Sorry for that. So the American Institute of Physics pointed out that physics bachelors who get hired into positions with engineering or computer science job get paid the same salary as those who earn a bachelor's degree in their field. So basically, when you go ahead for, let's say, a degree in any particular subject, you will have an edge over other people in that particular subject. And mostly in the sciences, what happens, you get a flair for the subject. That means you end up being the best at that particular subject with a broad range of scientific and technical qualities or qualifications that are there. So for example, research and problem solving skills, fluency in scientific equipment, refined mathematical skills, programming, modeling and simulation that is there, quality control protocol, all of these as an application as, let's say, a process engineer, a software engineer, applications engineer, a research analyst, web developer, and a programmer. So we finish with higher education. Now let's look at salaried jobs. A BSc graduate is always hired in, let's say, two major categories. One in the public sector, the other in the corporate sector. So in the public sector, if you see, we do have the state level, central level jobs that are there, national security jobs that come in, R&D labs that hire BSc students. In the corporate, you've got indigenous corporates who hire and MNCs. Now, they're all looking for a specific technical skill set from a particular student who's passing out from their sciences. They do have their interviews, which you can crack, entrances again, which you have to crack in order to get in for jobs. Now, in the public sector alone, various opportunities are opened up under these branches that are there. UPSC, that is there, the Union Public Service Commission, the Short Service Commission, SSC, you've got the RRB for the banks, IBPS again for the banks that is there. CSIR labs. You've got top research organizations that hire BSc students in the Indian Army, Indian Navy, and the Indian Air Force. Basically, the Indian Armed Services. Again, there is a job opportunity for BSc graduates that are there. So if you look at the top leading research organizations in the country, starts with ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. Then we've got the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, the Indian Council for Medical Research, ICMR, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, BARC, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, ICAR. Now, here in ICAR, they take in students from any stream of BSc because they have that research and technical skills that are there, provided you crack their entrance or their interview. Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, National Innovation Foundation, National Research Development Corporation, National Institute of Biomedical Genomics that is there, Institute of Plasma Physics, and Indian Physical Laboratory. So these are some of the famous research organizations in the country. You do have a lot more that have come up in the recent past. Now, if we are going to look again for jobs, some of them I have mentioned, but we can look at a few more where you've got CSR National Chemical Laboratory, where a BSc graduate can apply, Central Institute of Mining and Fuel Research, National Fertilizers Limited, National Power Corporation of India, Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative Organization, Institute of Banking Personnel Selection, Indian Association of Cultivation of Sciences, Indian Oil Corporation, the Indian Armed Forces, Indian Council for Agricultural Research. You've got Central Inland Fisheries Institute that comes under it, Indian Agricultural Research Institute, Indian Council for Agricultural Research with NDRI, that is National Dairy Research Institute under it. Now, once you've completed, let's say, your bachelor's and master's, if you would like to go for a higher education, PhD was a benchmark that was set. But now we do have postdoc options or postdoctorate options that are available for students both in India and abroad, with a lot of funding that comes. So scholarships are given from various programs or associations for students who like to pursue their postdoctorate research either in India or abroad. So if you have to look at the Indian fellowships, we do have Inspire Scholarship that is given along with Electrochemical Society and Chandrasekhar Postdoctoral Fellow. So these are just few. If you are going to search, you will find a lot of them which are subject specific. So after your level of education that you're looking at, you will have to apply for these scholarships that are given even for a master's level student who wishes to pursue their master's either here in India or abroad. So keeping that in mind, you will have to apply, write a proposal that is there, and if accepted, definitely fellowship will be given. So along with your regular college education that is there, you will have to enhance your skills, and that is provided by online resources which are given by, let's say, NPETL, NPTEL, IITs and IIScs, which are offering certificate programs which are approved by the UGC. So these certificate courses enhance your resume. It also gives you an opportunity to look at other courses from the ones that you are only doing. Now coming to CAIS, the courses that are offered at Christ Academy Institute for Advanced Studies for the NEP batch, that is the new education policy, we have got chemistry, physics and chemistry, which is the proposed course. We already have physics and maths, chemistry and maths, computer science and mathematics, computer science and psychology as the courses that are running. Now, along with this, we can look at BSc here at CAIS. So what do we offer here? We have experts from, let's say, various research backgrounds, as well as from the industry coming in for talks, certificate courses that are conducted. We've got faculty guided research, industrial visits that are organized, participation from students in national level seminars and paper presentations, outreach activities, workshops and conferences that are national and international. There's again faculty guided projects that are done, intra and intercollegiate fests that are conducted. So if we have a look at the batches that have been moved out from here after their graduation, From the first batch, 100%, that means all the students have gone in for their higher education, their masters. And right now they are completing their masters, and many of them have got opportunities for higher education as well as for jobs. The second batch that passed out from here, we have 80% of the students who've gone for higher education and 20% who've gone for jobs. And definitely they have been placed in very good companies with good packages.
Sir, I had a query that I'm recently preparing for NEET and I may be getting into MBBS soon. So my question was, what are the degrees that I can do on the side of MBBS, as UGC has allowed 2 degrees at a time if the universities, both the universities agree, either in both physical modes or one in physical, one in online. Although I know that not 2 technical degrees could be taken at a time, both together at a time. But what degrees with MBBS could be beneficial for me? As if I thought that something in computer science, some venture in computer science, or such a degree would lead me to a better approach in medical technology later on in the development of that, or things like that. Like this is technology, and if I do something related to law, then there is also medical representation of law and other allied fields like that for the medical department. So I will be in MBBS. What are the courses that I can take with the MBBS, and what are the preparations that I need to do for that?
It's a little bit off topic, but yes, we do have a couple of vocational courses that are there. For example, we do have a BSc in audiology that is meant for hearing. Then there is a couple more courses in BSc instrumentation, which helps students know about instruments specifically in the medical fields that are there. But that instrumentation course is not specific for medical fields alone. General instrumentation courses are available. Now, various institutes offer this at various levels. So depending on which institute is offering, we can actually go ahead and look at those. But along with a regular course, you can actually take up vocational courses that are there.
Okay, so we can only take up the vocational courses, not very technical courses, to side by side. It would be difficult to manage.
Technical, generally, as of now, maybe once there's more revision in the education policy, we can have a look. But in general, the idea is that students generally can take up one of these vocational courses along with their main studies that are there.
Okay, that's what the UGC policy of two degrees at a time signify mainly. Okay, so during MBBS, we can do BSc in audiology, you told.
Correct. Again, that is dependent on your university if it is allowing for it.
But so this is quite much allied to the medical field. I'm also asking if the allied fields of medics, like the use of AI in medical technology and etc. of things, for which I might have to struggle a lot to even learn a different field, like for example coding or something. But if it helps in medical technology, if we need a person who has an MBBS and another degree of some other field, and both integrate to provide the service. So if there is such an option, that's what I was seeking for.
As I told, that option may or may not be available, because when you have to move on from your main subject, let's say you would like to take artificial intelligence or machine learning. Now, this is a field in itself. It's an applied field, yes, because a lot of data goes in, and that data has to be sorted out and it has to be distributed to those specific channels. So for that, if you have an understanding of how the medical field functions, yes, definitely it's a plus point. But taking these two courses side by side would not be effective for you as a student. Maybe after you finish one, if you take up the other, you would have had an in-depth understanding of one of the subjects, and then you can apply that in the other.
Okay, and also, sir, what is the scope if we do the MBA after the MBBS? Like people say, we could be in hospital management and stuff like that. And also, there is a job called CMOs of districts. Like, what is the job description there?
CMOs, I'm not very sure at the moment, but definitely there are courses other than MBA specifically for, let's say, management part of it in any of these sciences. So you can take up those postgraduate courses that are there, which are offered by universities abroad and some universities in India. So you can look at them, shortlist them, and on the basis of that, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
At the very outset, thank you so much, sir, for such an informative talk. I am sure the students who joined for today's session have got better clarity about the right path they are supposed to choose. So systematically explained us as to what can be done after bachelor's in science, that is either go with higher education or a salaried job or become an entrepreneur. Once again, thank you so much, sir. Complete without you, the participants. I thank you all for grasping this opportunity, which I believe was of great help to each one of you in clearing all your doubts and an answer to the all-time question, what next? Small steps in the right direction can turn out to be the biggest step of your life. With this, I remain. Thank you.